Okay, inverse functions. So conceptually, an inverse function is basically where you take a function and you mirror it about the line y equals x. So we have a couple of examples here. So if this black line is y equals x, and our function f of x is a linear function, the graph of the inverse function is going to be basically a mirror of f of x about the line y equals x. Likewise, if we have a quadratic function, f of x, as in here, we're going to mirror that across the line y equals x. The graph of the inverse of f of x gives us a something that's not a function, but this is a square root. All right, this is the plus and then the minus of a square root function. It's not a function because it doesn't pass the vertical line test. All right, so let's look at an example of how we can determine inverses of functions. So let's say we have the function f of x is equal to 3x minus 2, and we want to find the inverse, which is f inverse of x. All right. First step is we want to get rid of the f of x and use y, because that just makes it easier for us to conceptualize. So instead of f of x, I'm rewriting the function with y, so y equals 3x minus 2. The next step is to switch the x and the y's. So the y becomes an x, and the x becomes a y. 3y minus 2. So now I have x equals 3y minus 2, and I simply solve for y. So I'm going to add 2 to both sides, so I get x plus 2 is equal to 3y, and then divide both sides by 3, and then I will get x over 3 plus 2/3 is equal to y. And this is my f prime. Or excuse me, this is my inverse function. So if the f of x is equal to 3x minus 2, then the inverse function is equal to x over 3 plus 2/3. All right? And like we said, if we were to graph f of x and this f inverse x over 3 plus 2/3, they would be mirrored about the line y equals x. All right, let's do another example. Let's say we have the function h of x is equal to x plus 4 over 2x minus 5. And we want to find the inverse, h inverse of x. All right, so the first step is we write it in terms of y. So we can say y is equal to x plus 4 over 2x minus 5. And then we're going to substitute the x and the y. So this becomes x is equal to y plus 4 over 2y minus 5. All right, and then we are going to solve for x. So I'm going to basically cross multiply here. So this is like saying this is x over 1. I can cross multiply like that. And when I do that, I'll get x times 2y minus 5 is equal to y plus 4. And then I can distribute that x, so that'll give me 2xy minus 5x is equal to y plus 4. All right, and then I want to get all of my y's on one side, all of my x's on one side as much as I can. So I'm going to move the 5x, the minus 5x to the right side. I'm going to move the y to the left side. So that becomes 2xy minus y is equal to 5x plus 4. Scroll up here. Right, 2xy minus y is equal to 5x plus 4. And then I can factor out a y out of that. And so that becomes y times 2x minus 1 is equal to 5x plus 4. Then I can divide both sides by 2x minus 1. And that is y is equal to 5x plus 4 over 2x minus 1. So therefore, my h inverse of x is equal to 5x plus 4 over 2x minus 1. And done.